And we're live. How's it going, everybody? This is Carlos, one of your hosts of the Just Fans podcast, and I am joined here, like I am every week, with the one and only Rios. How are you, Rios?
I know last week I said sports was stupid, and they gave me no reason to live. After Sunday, I have another day on this earth. Yay!
There you go. And today we are joined with our Titans correspondent. That's right. This man bleeds baby blue and red and you name it, all the colors. We got the one and only, the overconfident, the proud of himself, the self-pleased, the self-contended, the smirking, gloating, triumphant, unbothered, patronizing, condescending, arrogant, high-handed, supercilious, snide, and dare I say, the one and only Sam, Mr. First Down, straight out of the balls of Tennessee. How are you, Sam?
Did you write all of that down?
No, yes, basically.
Okay, I was like, damn, that's pretty good.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Most
as well
smug,
as
man.
I can be. Yeah.
What's up, Daniel?
Smug.
How's it going? What's up?
Very
Happy
smug.
Monday, man. All right, guys. So we got a little bit of draft talk going on this week. Of course, right off the hangover of the 2026 NFL draft, we're going to be talking about our thoughts on the Texans, their picks, what we think, how will they fit the team, how will they benefit the team, along with our Titans correspondent Sam, who talks about the Titans, covers the Titans over there. So he will also share with us what his thoughts were on the Titans picks. All this and more when we come back after the intro. Hit it.
Ride through Houston, Texas, flexing, rolling through the SWAT. Repping for the city, hear 'em in the parking lot. Houston written across the jersey, ain't gon' never stop. Just Fans got me tuning in, waiting for the drop. Astros, Texas, Rockets, Dynamo, they coming with it. When they pull up, got the city sitting on a fitted. Straight up A-Leaf, hold it down, ain't gon' never quit it. Just Fans got me tuning in, let my dogs get it. Southwest A-Leaf, Texas, throw down here and it's so infectious. We ride for the Houston Astros, Rockets, Dynamo, and them Texans.
All right. Sam, is that too much flavor for you?
That was very spicy. That was
very
extra
spicy. Yeah, that's
intro.
right.
Yeah, my taste buds is on fire.
What? Sounds like that.
The rotating camera one always makes me laugh because everybody's hand motions make me laugh. I don't
Exactly.
know why. That's just
All
just
right.
going after back and forth.
All right.
Oh,
so
over,
Sam, we're gonna
baby.
start off with, since you're our guest, we're going to start off with you. What Scope say? Over under 3.5 beers at the draft each day.
Higher. Like the higher.
That's lightweight. 3.5. Come on. I do
What
that.
are those rookie numbers?
They were literally selling like 35-ounce beers in big mugs.
Nice.
And your boy was thoroughly trashed, but he had a great time up.
So that's what I was going to ask you, Sam. Before we started, you were at the draft party, at the draft, excuse me, in Pittsburgh. Finish it.
Do it.
The man, drink it.
Yeah. What's up, Brandon? How are you? Hey, so Sam, tell us about your experience in Pittsburgh, brother. You were there.
Yeah. First of all, interesting city. You don't.
Dang, Scott, you're over here catching strays from a Patriots fan, dude.
Well, what does he know? He didn't even know where his coach is half the time. Now we know where his coach is. Yeah, we all know where his coach is now. So Pittsburgh is a really happening city. I had a great time there. It was the largest draft footprint they ever had. So that being said, I'm still icing down my legs after walking around there. However, it made the lines like not super long or anything like that. So it was great. The coolest thing about it, though, is you don't see it from a distance. I was 2 minutes away, and you don't see any city. I was like, well, I'm going to die in these hills, I guess, because there's nothing else. And you literally go through this tunnel, and then at the other end, it's like, bam, city, lakefront, everything. Just all out there for see. Yeah. No, I'll send you a video of it. I couldn't believe it. But they said, yeah, you go through this tunnel, and it's like instant city. It's almost like it's surrounded.
I drove through Virginia before, and it's like miles and miles of nothing but trees, and then all of a sudden, all the cities pop up.
90-degree angles. Every time I go through Virginia, it's just this the entire time. Up, down, up, down, up, down. So, yeah, but I had a really, really great time in Pittsburgh. It was a fun draft, and they did a great job. So,
Brandon was the international fan holding the flag, the flag when you announced the Texans draft pick.
Well, good for him.
He learned Spanish that day.
He learned Spanish that day.
He's like, "Hola, amigos."
I looked at y'all's international fan, Sam, and I was like, this guy, the educated.
The Spanish guy?
Yeah.
They had a guy from Mexico. Yeah,
we had one, yeah.
Well, for us,
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, we had a Spanish guy. We did.
Yeah, that's the whole point of the international, Sam.
Yeah. Well, we had an Italian guy the first year, and then like an Australian guy. Yeah, and then we had an Australian guy last year, and so Mexican guy this year. I actually know him, so I was pretty happy for him.
You really?
Yeah, he's a nice guy. Yeah, super nice guy. Love him. Yeah.
Wow. It's the nicest thing you've ever said.
Right? I was like, I didn't know what he was saying. I only speak American.
Yeah, I didn't know what he was saying. I was just like, well, you're wearing the right jersey, so I guess you're cool. Like,
that's all it takes.
No.
That's all it takes, Sam. Just wear the jersey.
Yeah, why not? You know,
one of us if you wear that jersey, son.
No, it was great. I had a great time up there. Totally already got my room booked for DC, so we're ready to go there next. So should be a good time.
Wow. All right, Sam. So since you're our guest, we'll start off with you. The Tennessee Titans finished with 8 picks, highlighting a major defensive overhaul with new weapons for second-year quarterback Cam Ward. So on the first round, you guys take on the 4th pick, you got Cornell Tate, wide receiver out of Ohio State, becoming the highest wide receiver selected in y'all's franchise history. Talk to me about that, bro. What did you guys think?
So,
your thoughts. First of all, your thoughts, because everybody wanted it. Sorry, before you start, because everybody thought it was going to be Jeremiah Love. All throughout the media outlets, everybody was predicting Jeremiah Love, and then suddenly, the Cardinals just say, "Nah, he's coming over." What were your thoughts, bro?
2 months ago, I was pretty adamant. Even before the draft this month, I was doing a pick series, pick by pick, and I said the Titans are going to take Tate. And you should just, I legit called my shot, and I got so much heat for that, like backstage heat.
Put it on there, like if you have, later.
Yeah, I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you later. Anyway, so
I missed that because I don't remember you picking Tate. I know you weren't super high on getting.
I don't believe in running backs in the first. I just don't. You can't make me. And I just didn't think he was worth the first round draft pick. I know everybody says he was, and they're like, he's a playmaker and everything. It's the same thing they said about Reuben Bain, right? No one cares about his small hands. Actually, they do. That's why he slipped all the way down. So, I really don't think Love was worth it. So if they want him, go for it. At this point, I was just happy that they invested in Cam Ward's future, which is what I wanted. I didn't want an edge rusher or anything like that. I wanted to invest in our young quarterback, and they did it. And then later in the first round, they managed to trade back in and get Falk from Auburn. So I was happy about that. But I'll tell you what, I was pretty happy all around. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'll tell you what.
I'll tell you what. So, but yeah, no, I was pretty happy with it. But this draft, I mean, I don't know if you guys covered it or whatnot. I wasn't very wild about it. It's a good draft. It's not a great draft. You know what I mean? There's nobody really exceptional that I'm just really fawning over.
I guess it depended on the position, though, because I think we talked about it depending. This was a very a draft that had a lot of.
It was good for picks in the trenches. It wasn't a whole lot
of safeties, linebackers.
It wasn't a whole lot of corners, tight ends, running backs, wide receivers, quarterback. Really, that were like.
I mean,
wow.
Nothing
after Mendoza. It just kind of.
Nothing. Rams. Why you believe in fucking Ty Simpson? Because. What the fuck? Like even the coach.
Listen, I was around the Rams fans when that happened.
Oh yeah, explain that.
Oh, so I'm around that. I'm around that, and I am probably 16 beers into this point. So I am rolling, and I picked Tate, and the other Titans fans, they were looking at me like, "Oh, you think you're so smart?" I'm like, "I am right now." All right. So cash me outside. Talk about that.
You are outside.
Like, sir, we are outside.
The Rams, the Rams fans are like, here we flip and go. And they're starting to rattle off who's left on there and everything up there. And the guy comes up, says, Ty Simpson. And it was just silence. Then this guy, this giant man in a Rams outfit. And he's got a giant Ram helmet, like curves all the way back. And he goes, mother trucker. And he just he slams. Yeah, okay. I didn't know where we were on the whole cussing thing. So
it's just fans podcast. You're fine.
He drops the F-bomb, and I said, ow, my virgin ears. So he goes crazy.
Unbelievable.
And all of the fans around him are like, oh, I'm really going to have to drink this off so I feel better about it later. That they were not happy whatsoever.
I don't think Sean McVay was happy either. You saw that
no.
expression?
Yeah, no, it was coming through on the phones and everything.
Mm.
It was an absolute mess for them. They walked out of there soon afterwards. I was like, oh man,
wow,
it was rough. It was really, really rough. So
you had 2 draft picks in the first round. Let me ask you: Do you feel like those two picks in that first round? Do you think they solved something that needed to be solved, or would you have done something differently? Let's say you're GM. Well, would you have done something differently? You would have kept it the same thing with Carnell Tate and Kendrick Falk.
Well, it's hard for me to say because, like I said, I wasn't like super into this draft class. I haven't really dug into it. But I did enjoy Carnell Tate being taken. I like a guy with 80% contested catch percentage. I like that. And things like that. So I felt good about investing in the quarterback. Coming in for Falk, I mean, we'll find out years from now in a novel if somebody else was going to go get him or not. I don't know. I don't know. As far as Edge, if you go look at everybody's draft grades right now, it's grades being what they are, right? Are all over the place. They don't make any sense. If you go look at people where they had edges ranked on a list, you're going to get 8 million different answers all the way down. Mm-hmm. So I wasn't really sure where to place him. I'm glad to have him. He has the measurables or whatnot. He had a great 2025. He did not have a great 2026. So I don't know how anybody measures that and tells me what's great, what's not great, all that stuff. I will say this later on, though, I was pretty happy to get Coogan from Indiana. I thought I didn't think he would be there. And we need center help. A lot of us need center help because freaking the Raiders decided to overpay heavily, and now all the other free agent centers like, oh, that's pretty good cash there. I'd like some of that, Yeah. And the rest of us who need centers are like, well, guess we're drafting one. So
yeah, basically, like fuck you, Raiders.
So one of the guys that we covered in our other show, that the Titans picked was in the fifth overall pick, 142, Fernando Carmona, guard out of Arkansas.
Yeah,
I liked him because he you can use him interior, but he's one of those swing offensive line guys. You can kind of move him around. He's very versatile. So I think he brings a lot of pretty good things over there for you guys. Obviously, it's culture and depth. He was a tackle obviously for most of his life and most of his career in college, and when he was in San Jose State as well. Just interior line. He's very powerful. That's the thing. He has a lot. He brings you a lot of power to the line. I mean, he's 6'5", 325 pounds.
Yeah, like big dude.
Big dude. Yeah, he's an anchor. Like he gets his hands on a defender, and he's just very difficult to bull rush. I think in the combine, his 3-cone time was like 7.5, which is big for a guy like that.
Absolutely.
His foot quickness.
Happy to have him.
Yeah, lead block screens that were for him, but the only thing is for him is just the run blocking is a little inconsistent. That was a big thing that I covered on him. He's just a little inconsistent. He can be a little bit off balance against the quicker defensive tackles. That was the main thing on him. But I think that's a good solid pick for you guys.
I actually agree with Brandon there. The third round was wishy-washy as all hell.
It was a tough watch. Like I said, it was a good draft for the first 2 rounds as far as depth in the trenches, but after that, it was
it was not very great. I was sitting there like, yikes.
What's up, Albert?
it was interesting to see how people were going to draft there because you had some people trading out, some people trading up.
Yeah.
And you just kind of got stuck with some people staying put. You had the Jags doing something I had no idea what the hell they were doing. They were all over the place.
Yeah, that describes their entire franchise history.
I guess, but it was just really weird. It's going to be an interesting season. They could prove us all wrong, but as far as like guys high on lists or whatnot, I did not see the reasoning for them picking who they picked when they picked them.
Yeah. For you guys, like you had we know how we were talking about the third round. You had Anthony Hill, and then suddenly nobody until Fernando Cremona, like in the fifth round.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and I guess there was not, like Brandon said, I guess there was nothing really to go around in the third round.
No, there really wasn't. Saleh made it clear that he really wanted that linebacker out of Texas. So they said, okay, I'll go get it. I'm not going to have a fourth round draft pick, but I don't think anybody was really sweating. Like I said, this draft is just what it is. So I think
you traded up with Chicago, right?
I think it was Chicago.
69 pick and the fourth round pick as well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Got him for the coach that said he wanted him. And, all that. You're lucky that you got Coogan down there, which I really like. Singleton, was it Singleton? Yeah. Was the interesting pick for me there.
Oh, in the fifth round? Penn State?
Yeah. I like that pick. Penn State pretty good at running the football with him last year. So I am very fascinated with that pickup there. I think most people should be. Maybe it's sneaky good. I don't know. Man, I just, I go to the drafts every year and whatnot, but this is like the first one, like looking at the draft, at the players and everything that I'm like, all right, well, let's see what we can do, and just kind of sit back and see, like, okay, like, I told my brother-in-law today, he was talking about the Colts draft. I was like, can we all just have a mulligan for this draft? Because
he's a Colts fan, right?
Yeah, he's a Colts fan.
I saw him with the jersey. I think that was him.
No,
you know who your brother-in-law reminds me of? This is not a diss at all. You ever watch the Outlander?
Yeah.
The bald guy in Outlander.
Yeah, I'm with you. That's actually
who he reminds me of.
I was talking to my brother-in-law, but that is actually my wife's cousin who got this whole thing started. He said, hey,
really?
Let's start going. Yeah, he said, let's start going to all the drafts. So I was like, cool. So we just started going to all the drafts.
Hey, there you go.
Found us a good deal.
If I don't feel like covering the combine, I'll do a draft or something.
Yeah, go for it. Go to DC. Just I wouldn't walk outside the
Why, you're going to storm the Capitol there, Sam?
Yeah, that's why not. Second time's a charm. Anyway.
Oh, geez.
This time's going to be really different. We're going to go after some conservatives too. So it's going to be a little mix-up. It's going to be a little mix-up. It's going to be fun.
Oh, man. Okay. So other than that,
hold on. I have a QAnon puzzle to solve. Give me a second.
So after all that, what would you rate your the Titans draft if you were to grade it A, B, C, D?
I put it at a B.
Yeah, Outlander the Scottish show.
I put it at B. I put y'all at a B as well. That's going to be a consistent one. C is the only one I have for Jags. I have C ? By it because
Remember
the movie Anchorman?
Yeah,
I'm Ron Burgundy. C.
Yeah, I'm Ron Burgundy. No. So I have us all at a B just because I just looking at the players, I was like,
it was solid, but not spectacular, I would say.
Right. Nobody's really like, oh boy. Like to me, I look at this whole draft and Singleton, Coogan, and Tate are my big three. And I was happy to have them. Everything else, I'm just kind of like, yeah.
Sweet, Brandon.
Oh, nice. I'm trying to take the wife there one day when we go to Ireland.
Scotland?
If you haven't watched that show rules. Outlander.
Scotland and Ireland are two different countries, sir.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's why I don't teach geography now, aren't I?
as a 30% Scotsman, I can tell you that you're a different country. Yeah,
you wore a kilt.
I wore a kilt
to your wedding. I remember I saw your pictures.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. God, I hope you're wearing something.
William Wallace is rolling in his grave right now.
Would you like to know?
This country like that.
Yeah, Scotland, shut it. Anyway, just bring me a bottle.
Do it again. Do it again.
What?
Do
What?
something.
Bring me a
Do
bottle.
Yeah,
Bring me
do
a
it.
bottle.
Boy.
Oh,
With
shut
the Red
it.
Bull.
Yeah. Hey. Let's
Be a
sing
man and
another
drink a
song
Shannon
about.
like Rios.
Let's sing a song about dying and drinking. Everybody loves those.
We call those
I don't know.
burritos in our country.
Yeah. It's a Mexican folklore. All right.
Boy.
So now for the Texans, like Nick Cassero just, still lived up to that trader reputation. I used to look at William Wallace Monument wondering what it was when I walked outside.
Oh man.
All right. So yeah, Nick kept the whole trader reputation moving up to the interior help down to accumulate day 3 assets. So day 1, it's funny that the reaction, a few folks were not pretty keen on Kalen Rutledge at first. Guard out of Texas, out of Georgia Tech, and that's because they traded with Buffalo. The Texans moved up from the number 28th all the way to the 26th, literally just two more picks. Some people online were saying that it wasn't worth it. Some people say no, they needed to because they were I think rumored that Tennessee was one of those teams that was actually looking into that, and then
the 49ers.
The 49ers also as well that were looking into it. Who knows? But at that point, the Texans did what they felt needed to be done, and they moved up to the 26th, and they traded with the Buffalo Bills. Texans moved up from number 28, given the number 28 and the number 128 to Buffalo. So, and Ravens, thank you. Yes, that was another one, the Ravens. So there was a few teams that were targeting, rumored that were targeting Rutledge out of Georgia. I mean, the guy seems downright physical, outstanding run blocker. I think that the Texans may just keep him under center because Patterson is just not the guy for the Texans. Absolutely not after last season. And then but this guy, he wasn't really a center thing. Correct me if I'm wrong. He played center once or twice or something like that.
He took a few snaps
during
the season, but he didn't really play center till the Senior Bowl.
Right.
We did a live reaction to the draft, and I can admit I was one of those. I was questioning the pick a little bit because, again, I looked into it like he didn't play center full time or even part time. He took a few snaps here and there and didn't.
I remember our group chat after you picked. I looked it up and I was like, "Uh-oh!"
Yeah,
I just went down.
Yeah, I can admit I was not happy at first, but the more I looked into like his like the tape, and then just seeing more and more from him, like, you know what?
Very physical.
Like he fits the mentality that DeMeco Ryans has as far as we're gonna put you in the fucking dirt. And that's what he told us when he got drafted. You know what? I'm like, I'm sold.
I mean, outstanding run blocker, and then you got David Montgomery in the backfield. Like,
you got him next to Wyatt Taylor. I mean, they should be able to at least double-digit touchdowns at a minimum.
If he's an anchor for you, then he's an anchor.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I'm excited to see what he has. I mean, this is one of those few times where they didn't take somebody. Said maybe the Ravens were looking for Lyndon replacement.
They could have been.
I mean,
possible.
And as I've heard, the Cowboys fans, 49ers, and Texans were also trying to trade up to 23, but Quentin Rutledge may have gone as early as 23. That's the thing. So this is one of those things that I think we have to look into and see what DeMeco and then what Nick Caserio saw in this guy. And I mean, if they were able to, they were trying to go up even a little higher. I mean, even to the fact to go to 26. I mean, they must have seen something that they really liked from him. And so that's something that you're going to see probably, during training camp reels. Like you and I are pretty good whenever we start seeing these things in training camp. It's almost like it kind of relates to what you're going to see, which I know some people are like, no, nothing in training camp relates. But I mean, the last few seasons
really does. My only concern is it kind of reminds me, they're not the same type of player, but Juice Scruggs was a guard that they tried to transition to center. Obviously, didn't work out. He's no longer with the team. That's my only concern. But someone brought up I think it was our good friend Houston Stress brought up a good point. They're not the same type of player profile.
They're not.
Personalities. You know what? And I'm starting to see it now because I've turned around on it. And I'm actually very excited about the pick. Like I said, he just needs reps at center. But I think once he gets it down, you got a solid line for the next couple of years.
I mean, based on his physicality, he's got to be an upgrade over Patterson.
Look at his draft party. It was him, his wife, his mom, and his dad on a 42-inch Vizio TV,
foldable table, foldable chair,
and Wingstop wings. Fit that man.
So he wanted to go to the Bills. Is that what you're saying? With a foldable table.
He don't care about anything but ball. That's what we need in this offense. Like guys that care more about football than posting their shoes on Instagram or posing on Instagram. We don't need Instagram models. We need guys that are gonna, put you in the dirt and go home and think about putting you in the dirt again next Sunday.
Yeah.
Right.
That's one of those picks where I'm optimistic about it. It does change the culture. Yep, there you go. Just like you said, changing the interior O-line culture for the long term is extremely valuable, especially when we see top centers suddenly going for almost 30 mil. Yeah, I agree with that logic 100%. And I think that's what it was. A lot of the issues, like if you look at Stroud's the first 2 years in Stroud's career with the Texans, it was very O-line culture. Like a lot of the culture in the O-line was what it was. Rios, you remember you talked about how there was plays where Stroud got knocked down and none of the O-line were there to pick him up. Like, it was just like, oh, you got it.
The Packers game where he's going against the Packers bench and like some of the players, there was a lot of solitary linemen in sight. I'm like, you look at other teams, they even lay a finger on the quarterback. They're ready to throw hands. Like,
yeah.
And these guys, they're more worried about their manicure and looking good for the gram after the game. Like, I'm glad they did a complete culture change as far as have on the line right now, because these dudes look like they would fight a fan in the stands for CJ Stroud.
Yeah. And that's what you need. You need and then also things psychologically, like mentally, it helps your quarterback. It helps your quarterback that is going through all that stuff. And I think that's a big help for CJ. You have a guy that's going to be there and just ball out for him. That is going to do what it can to protect him.
And let me add, I don't think anyone in this line is going to be like Titus Howard that would try to sack and strip the ball away from his own quarterback.
Oh man, that was interesting. You remember that play? Was it against the Detroit Lions? Right?
It was against the Lions.
Yeah.
Titus Howard take the ball out of CJ Stroud's hands. I'm like,
sack your own quarterback and strip sack him.
I thought that was the Steelers playoff game.
No. This was the Detroit Lions Sunday night football game on primetime. Yeah.
It was.
Everybody saw that one. Yeah.
That was a nutty game.
It was. It's like how do you get 5 interceptions in the game and still lose?
Yeah. It's a strange. It was a very strange game.
It was. All right. It says, and you guys, and you see guys like Tunsil still giving up halfway through the runs play. So yeah, 100%. Not including the false starts. Titus Howard moving back to left guard now. The Broncos. Yeah. I mean, all right. Another guy that this one was a steal. Second round.
This is my favorite.
The Texans traded with the Raiders. Texans in the 38th and 91 and 91st for a 36 and a 117th pick, and on 36 they got a steal in my opinion. Kaden McDonald, defensive tackle of Ohio State.
First round, and the fact we got him in the second, I mean, I was ecstatic because I totally wanted them to draft in the first round.
Everybody said the meat in this draft was going to be in the second round. It most definitely was.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
So here is McDonald. I got to tell you guys, I get excited watching him. I love defensive linemen. I love the big ugly. They're my favorite thing in the world. This guy reminds me of one Jarrell Casey that used to be on our team. He'd get that low center of gravity, and he would just plow through. He wouldn't even plow through. He'd get outright right by you. And that's what this guy reminds me of. He can get by you or he can push up against you. And the best part is no offensive lineman, their win rate against him to move him to the side was a little under 50%.
It was the top rated nose tackle in college football.
Right. He was an absolute anchor.
And you add him to the number one defense in the NFL. Like, I feel sorry for his opposing offensive lineman because how do you block that?
I don't know.
And the fact that he's so massive, bro, he takes up that space where you would literally put in somebody else. Like that allows your defense to get more into nickel. That allows, in case you wanted to go to nickel, it basically makes your defense a little bit more versatile because he takes up that space, almost like not to the range, or not to be exaggerated, but like Vince Wilfork, you know what I mean? Like with that extra space.
Best leverage defensive tackle in this draft. That's how I had it look at it. So,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and like you saw the emotion on his face when he got drafted, like just
he was.
You can feel it, like it was. And then when his little brother was his little
the
brother,
nephew. Oh, dude, that was
I'm at work, like, man, I'm not trying to cry at work. What are we doing, guys?
Real's trying to sell a car at work. You want to buy this Chevy? Just take it.
Like, who the hell's crying so loud? Shut up!
I'm trying to sell his car.
So it comes with quota. It comes with 4-wheel drive.
No, but I mean, like,
yeah,
heartstrings. I mean, that's what the draft is about, man. Like, these guys are living out their childhood dream, and it was so cool to see him. His reaction, and then the little interview with his. Was it his little brother or his?
It was nephew from what I read.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was a nephew from what I read, but that was interesting. This Chevy will put him in the dirt, just like Hayden.
Right.
Yeah, no, exactly. I honestly thought that was a steal. That to me was, as soon as I saw that come across, I was like, oh, they
Loved
did
him.
not. Watch out, offenses.
He was one of my favorite.
You allowed you allowed the Texans to do this? Like this is wild, and this is going to be great for the for the interior line, of course. Good luck with the runs. I was intrigued with this one. And to be fair, these first two picks, those were areas of need that Rios and I had talked about: guard, defensive tackle. Some people thought they were going to go with defensive tackle first, and then guard because of the acquisitions that the Texans had during the offseason with Braden Smith and Wyatt Teller. And so they Rios and I mean, we even brought this up, Rios. We said, hey, that gives you some leverage now in the draft to pick just basically whoever the hell you want. And they went with Kalen Rutledge, which is another guard. And then I mean that I thought they actually were aggressive this time around in the
definitely
to solidify that O-line, which is something that they hadn't done before.
They went after the guys that they wanted. Like, it wasn't just whoever falls to us. Like, it wasn't last year's draft, for example. This year, like, they made a consensus effort to trade up and get who they wanted. Guys that were going to fit their scheme, fit their culture. And I mean, both those dudes, like, they embody what D'Amico preaches, every Sunday, man. Like, just relentless pursuit, whether you're, blocking or trying to sack the quarterback.
Right. And then after that, the Texans go, and also still in the second round in the 59th pick, they go off and got another area of need, tight end out of Michigan, Marlon Klein. That to me was a solid one. Hook him up with a truck called Big Red.
I do sell Chevys, so if he's watching, hey, bro, I got you. I'll get you a discount.
You just have to travel all the way to St. Bernard, right?
No, I work in Rosenberg now.
Oh, you work in Rosenberg? Oh, nice. See, I didn't even know that. I was
but our Chevy store's in Waco, but I'll drive to Waco and pick it up.
Yeah. Awkward silence.
Yeah.
No. So again, an area of need that the Texans did address was, again, Marlon Klein at tight end. That's another area that they needed, because remember we talked about this, Rios, and after Dalton Schultz, what do you have? Nothing. And so you need somebody else to do that. And
Schultz is all you need, baby. You don't need
say it again.
I said Schultz is all you need, baby.
I mean,
no.
I mean, the thing about Marlon Klein is, he's coming out of Michigan. The way he fits, I think, in the Texan system. I mean, you just need somebody else to give CJ Stroud another option. 6'6", 250-pound, 4.6, 140-yard dash.
Big boy.
I mean, inline blocking versus he's basically a wide tight end. He's very versatile. Now we need Tucker Kraft 2.0.
So we do need one of those, but like he's German, so I'm cool with it, obviously. But I think a lot of people feel like it was an overreach. It might have been.
Which one?
The tight end.
Everybody reached this draft sometime, though. You know what I mean? And you did it.
He was overdrafted. Like, you had better play. Like, one of the examples is people wanted the linebacker from Texas, but like the Texans didn't interview him. They clearly weren't interested in him because D'Amico has a huge say in this draft. And if he didn't want him, like, I don't understand why some of the fans are like, oh, we should have took the linebacker from Texas. I'm like, D'Amico didn't want him for a reason. Like,
there's
this guy,
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think the linebacker to me was another area of need. But you do have EJ Speed, you do have Henry To'oTo'o. not for this season, but at least for the following, you know?
Yeah.
And then, I mean, they still ended up getting a linebacker out of Clemson in the 4th. Wade Wooders, and then, but before that, like, if you notice, it's wild to me that they didn't get a single SEC player until the 4th round.
Because normally D'Amico's
they're very SEC friendly guys,
especially from Bama, Georgia.
Yeah.
Like, no, but like going back to the tight end, like, so he didn't have a ton of production. I know some people bring up the fact that he had more drops than touchdown catches, but you got to keep in mind who was playing quarterback. It was a freshman. If he was playing with, what's his name from Minnesota? 9, whatever. I can't remember his name right now.
You're talking about the Vikings.
JJ McCarthy, there you go. If he was playing with JJ McCarthy, it would have been a different story as far as production, but they had a rookie I don't know if he was a freshman or sophomore, but it was, essentially a rookie at Michigan. And that whole passing attack was pretty anemic. So can't really fault him for the low production, but just the measurables and the potential upside. I mean, I try to look at the positives more than him being a little bit higher than most people predicted. But again, you see some of the great tight ends in this league, they weren't high picks. Kelsey was like the 4th round.
Yeah. I mean,
Gates was undrafted. Tony Gonzalez was like the middle of the draft. Like, you just never know.
And that's the thing, like Dalton Schultz, you can call him your chain mover, right? That's the guy that's going to get you some catches down the field and things like that. But with Klein, like, he's got like a high ceiling. He could be a high ceiling project. You could eventually have them become like just a dominant 2-way force. I think he gives the Texans just basically a little heavy personal option without sacrificing the stretch down the field vertically. And I think, this is some guy that you can
coach up,
eventually mold, because you don't know what's going to happen. You have Kate Stover, who's injured. You have Brevin Jordan, who's coming back, another tight end, but you don't know what condition he's going to be in. If he's going to be a guy that's going to be, that's going to be like your tight end 2 or whatnot. So you needed some safety. You needed a safety net, and I think that when they got Klein, I think that's what they needed. So I was okay with the pick.
Yeah, Brandon raised a good point.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's, a blocking tight end, but like there is upside there. And like I said, who else is a blocking tight end? George Kittle.
Well, then look, and Nick Caley has a lot of experience with tight ends as well.
Former tight ends coach.
Yeah, he's a former tight ends coach. So if anybody can develop this kid into something, it's definitely this guy.
League's changing back to a running league again. It's going to happen sooner rather than later. So you might as well be prepped for it if it does the next 5 or 3 years.
Yeah. Because thinking about it, like 7-8 years ago, it was, very pass happy league.
Oh, yeah.
Multiple quarterbacks throwing 4,000-5,000 yards, 30, 40, 50 touchdowns. Now, you don't really see that because there's a lot of cover too. They all adjusted to Mahomes basically.
Yeah.
Take the deep shots, and now it's a lot more dink and dunk on offense, few trick plays, but teams that are successful are the ones that can consistently run the ball.
And that's the thing. And like you said, it's coming back. And to your point, I mean, think about it. They were at the points where they're like, who's paying running backs anymore? Well, now it's going to be one of those things. So the Jags coach and the Texans OC both come from the McVays. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree.
We hired the guy that got McVay's coffee on our team.
Say it again.
We got the guy that makes McVay's coffee on our team. We also have his door dasher. So
nice.
Everything's coming up.
Whatever it takes to win.
I guess.
So in the 4th round, 106 pick, the Texans do choose Fabechi. I'm gonna murder that name.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, and another guard, just adding more to the depth.
My favorite part about that pick was, it was announced in Mexico by the lovely Raquel.
Yeah, that's true.
He's like a few of my stuff on Instagram. I'm like, she sees me.
Yeah. And that coincidentally, Rios, this actually came from the pick that was acquired from the Washington Commanders in the Laramie Tunsil trade. This is the last piece of Laramie Tunsil that the Texans have.
Right. Not just besides Raquel announcing the pick and the enthusiasm, also his dad's reaction. That shit was priceless, man.
Yeah.
His dad was just on cloud 9. Which you love to see, man. Like it was awesome to see.
Yeah.
I think his dad was more excited than he was.
Yeah, I mean, can't show with all the enthusiasm, now, can you, Rios? No. Then in also in the same round, just in the same round, in the fourth round, the Texans got a linebacker out of Clemson. And that's for the trade with the Chargers. Texans sent number 117 to move down to 123 and to number 24 again in true Nick Caserio fashion. Yeah. But linebacker is an area of need too.
It's an area of need, but not an immediate area of need like some of the others they address.
Yeah, and I think that's why it wasn't like up in the higher.
Like these guys, it's more for depth or to step in for like injuries happen. So these guys are just spot fillers essentially. Mm-hmm. I think
he could be a coverage linebacker. He was very good at covering people in Clemson, so he could be a package guy. That would be my guess.
Not great in coverage, so I mean, if he does have to step in for toe, he can. Wade Dixon.
You remember that one,
Mr. Wade?
Oh my God, Dixon my ass.
So going back to what Samson, the Texans do play a lot of zone, and this is the need of linebackers who can transition from man to man, and against the Elite Eight just ends. That this is something that he's known for as well. So
I mean, because even though it's transitioning more to a running league, you still need linebackers that can be sideline to sideline. Like the downhill linebacker is
100%.
It's almost.
I think in Clemson he covered the slot a lot, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe that is correct.
Yeah, he covered the slot. He had a 40. What I know is that he did have a 4.52 40-yard dash, and he's 236. So he does have the range to carry routes vertically, and which is a rare trait for a day 3 linebacker.
It is.
And sideline to sideline, the Miko Ryans love his sideline to sideline linebackers. So that's something that you can see, and technically you can kind of fit him in a safety position as well. He can kind of be versatile in that position. Last season, if there was any really areas of need that the Texans really had, the safety, they had injuries in that position.
Outside of Jimmy Ward, you didn't really have much because Jimmy Ward was just going through everything under the moon, injuries, off the field stuff, and then after that, it was just plug and play, and hope for the best. Please don't give him a touchdown.
And then they got Kamari Ramsey, a safety from USC.
Love this one. Huh? This guy, I love this one.
I did too.
Kamari Ramsey?
He projected to go in the third round.
Yeah, he flipping. Watch him come out of that safety position at a running back. It's like a man possessed. It's really fun. It's really
also this was also a pick that was acquired from the Browns in the Titus Howard trade. So.
No, it's funny because a lot of analysts are like, they didn't expect this guy to be available this
down in the 5th, right?
Yeah. He was a day 2 pick.
Day 2.
Most people's draft.
I like it.
It's another steal, honestly.
I like him.
Isn't Kalen out of USC as well?
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah.
Let's see. Then then they got in the 6th round. They got Lewis Bond, wide receiver. I think that's out of Boston College.
Yep.
Is it 9 months ago, and people were saying Kamara Ramsey was a damn near a second Caleb down?
Yeah. I mean, speaking of Caleb, I'm surprised he lasted.
I did too. I was a little taken by that.
But I mean, what a steal for Dallas. I mean,
agreed.
Still.
Oh man, Caleb Downs. He was one of the few people in this draft that I was like star, like just clicked on it. Star.
One of the few truly cornerstone players. Him, Jeremiah Love, and Mendoza is probably about it as far as cornerstone players for a franchise.
And then finally, the Texans in the 7th pick, they got Aiden Fisher, a linebacker out of Indiana. Another linebacker. National champion, by the way.
Yeah.
Bond, real quick though, Bond graded high on hands a lot. Very reliable hands. So there's that. I don't know what else you're gonna really get from that. It's a late round draft pick, but having reliable hands is having reliable hands. So.
I mean, it is where it is, and you never know how far this guy can elevate. Could be a
kick returner,
could be somebody that really helps out in depth. Also,
kick returner,
maybe? Well, I think with kick returners, you got Jalen Noel, who
I think they're setting
that. They're going to stick with him unless Unless they really believe that Jalen Noel is going to be the slot guy, But then again, you got Tank Dell Tank Dell's wideout. Sorry, not slot, but
yeah, he's not really a slot guy.
You never know. That's the thing. As far as with Jalen Noel, so I'm intrigued to see. I didn't expect a wide receiver in the draft, but I could see it. I mean, maybe it's for like Aiden Hutchinson's probably not after this season. He might not make the roster. He had some catches the last couple of years that were important to say the least. But I don't know. He's got some competition now. I don't know how that's going to work out. Say again.
A lot of competition.
A lot of competition now. So
got Nico, Higgins, Tank Dell, Jalen Noel.
It's a pretty stacked room.
It's a really pretty stacked wide receiver room. I think this may be the strongest wide receiver room the Texans have had in a while.
It's definitely one of the best in the league. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. But so I would say if I'm rating the Texans, I would say B+ for me. I think they addressed areas of concern that they needed. So I'm going to say B+ for me.
But it was really fucking solid.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I gave you all B+. I gave us the Colts, and you guys all Bs. Because
that's fair grade. Jaguars, I gave them a C.
I gave them a C. I don't know what they're doing. It was just kind of like this one and this one and this one. It was very strange.
And by the way, for those listening out there, if you guys want to talk about the color, Sam's the guy to do it. So
it's coming.
You know it's coming. He's here for you to talk about the colors.
He's waiting.
Sam said before we went on air, Sam said the colors where they belong in Tennessee is what he said.
Well, ring. What's that? You need me downstairs? Okay. Oh, shucks, gang.
He said, I'm going to come into this Houston show and wear the colors just to be petty.
It's just a shirt. I don't
and a hat.
The spirit of Amy Adams.
Lord have mercy.
Brandon, you got something cooking. Brandon's got something cooking.
I
love it. Anyway, send all your comments. Sam, can I fast forward your email to everybody just so they can send you all the complaints?
No thanks. I already get it.
Say Prignon is what? Go back.
Prignon is secretly 30.
I mean,
from Oregon.
Speaking of Oregon, so the Texans got the running back from Oregon undrafted.
Yes.
And they showed one of his highlights. I'm like, it was like, 5 dudes that couldn't bring him down. He just ran out for 50 yards. I'm like,
yeah.
Okay. Like, I see
it was funny. I saw a meme about Ruben Bain, his hair. So they got him with a 70s haircut.
What does he have? Like Jerry curls or
nah? It's wild. It's like the whole. I don't know. Y'all see my forehead. Like this is like we got. I think he still beats me in that, and he's way younger than I am.
Okay.
Show your forehead, Sam.
The undrafted. What'd you say?
Show your forehead. Let the folks see how your 5 head looks. Dang, you can land a plane on that.
Yeah, look at that. Just clear white strip for everybody to land on there.
It's hard to miss. It's hard to miss.
Yeah. You see his clear white strip and then the sky blue right here.
I would keep an eye out for Tyron Montgomery.
Yeah.
We got a wide receiver from the Division III school. But apparently there were a lot of people banging the drum for him, not just within our organization, but from around the league. So color me intrigued. I'd be curious to see where he goes.
And that's what I was going to ask you. Any undrafted free agents that really kind of caught you off guard?
Tyron Montgomery is really the one. Everybody else was kind of basic. What we all do, right? Extra linemen, extra, defensive guys, extra linebackers. Everybody does that. Getting a wide receiver of that caliber, I would say, is really interesting because a lot of people are banging the drum for him. So I'd be curious to see how he does, to be honest with you.
No, I'm curious too because a guy we had on our show a couple years ago, Jalen Coker from Division II school.
Yeah,
right.
He went to the combine and he did really well, and he wasn't drafted, but I mean, look at him now. He's the number 2 target in Carolina behind Tatori McMillan.
And that was a pretty fun one because I reached out. I reached out to a few players, and whoever answered kind of like went in. We didn't do it this season because we were just busy, and that's one of our key things in our show is just talking to the prospects. Right, we just didn't do it this season around because it's busy with stuff. And then so, he was a surprise because he was coming from Holy Cross, and so and so he kind of, we speak to the guys that don't really get the shine or whatever. And so Jalen Coker came in on our show and we just started talking. We had a fun conversation. We talked about Pokemon for a while. That was a good question. We talked about all these things. It was a fun little interview. And then within, I want to say a week or two, he gets a call up to go to the combine. We're like, whoa,
wow.
And and for a while we would message back and be like, oh dude, you got to message, you got to come back on the show after the combine, see how things were. It didn't happen, but he was, it was the fact that he was on it. And then this is one of our episodes that was most viewed with Jalen Coker. And then the fact that he stayed with Carolina, was he now in his second year with Carolina? Third year. Yeah. That to me, that speaks volumes. So I think this is his last season, right? His last in the contract.
Yeah. It's a 4-year deal if you're not like a first rounder.
Right, exactly. So he the fact that he got on and we just had him on, him and another guy that we were supposed to have, was it Ian Wheeler from the Chicago Bears? Like he was a big deal in the.
So speaking of Ian Wheeler, so I reached out to him recently because he broke the record in the USFL for touchdowns.
Yeah, he did. He's in the USFL. Yeah.
Oh wow,
that was wild to see, man. I'm for the guy.
Mm-hmm. No, good for him.
Yeah, man.
Are you guys shocked? Sonny Styles with Washington.
Say again.
Sonny Styles going to Washington Commanders.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I thought he would fall just a little bit more.
Yeah, like he's still the first rounder, but like I didn't see him going that high.
Yeah.
No, I didn't either. It just shows you how crazy this draft was.
So let me show you the Texans list for 2026. I think it's the undrafted free agent for 2026. Give me 1 second. Mixon, Chubb, Monty. What is it? Read it.
Monty, Marks, Whitting, and
nobody younger than 25.
Just 25, right?
Hey, you do what you got to do, right?
Yeah. Feel bad for Aaron Wilson having to answer 4 years of. Stop. You heard about that one, right? Sam.
Whoa, not particularly.
Okay, we'll tell you about off air.
Okay.
I don't want to say the word again. I said it by accident the first time. I'm not doing it again.
Yeah.
Oh boy. One of those happy accidents.
Yeah.
Yeah. Linebackers.
I would say B+. Rios, did you give the grade for the Texans? I'm sorry.
Yeah, B+ as well.
Like B+, yeah. Titans, I think the same thing for B+.
But
yeah. I didn't hate the only one that question marked me was the Jags. I gave the same to all three of us.
For Houston, my only question mark really is the tight end pick. But I mean, if it works out, I mean, if you could find like a George Kittle type of tight end in second, third round, like, hey, it's worth a shot.
Rios, I think you're talking about Noah Whittington, running back out of Oregon, lead back for the Ducks, who averaged 6.4 yards per play.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah,
he's also older, but I mean, still like, just that one replay. I was like, you know what, I'm sold.
They also got a punter from Syracuse, Jack Stonehouse. I'm reading the list of undrafted free agents for the Texans. Punter Jack Stonehouse. I think that's going to be a good one just to compete with the punters. Colin Wright, a cornerback from Stanford, local product from Missouri City, Texas, who recorded 10 pass breakups last season. Daniel Subkowicz, wide receiver, another one. FCS standout, recorded 1,141 yards.
Hey, Sam, read the name.
No, it seems dangerous.
Hey, Sam.
Yeah. No, no. I know what you're trying to do.
Well, when we were talking about Aaron Wilson, he read this name, live.
Oh,
during the Q&A. Aaron Wilson's been a reporter for 30+ years, and he read it.
Man. Wah. Did he get mad at you guys for it?
We didn't put it up there. Someone else put it up there, but
okay.
I think it was an online troll that was doing that.
Oh, go figure. Yeah. Gotta love the trolls. God bless all the trolls.
Yeah.
But that I remember watching. I was like, "Oh no, what are you doing, Aaron? No, not again.
Not again.
Yeah.
Not like this. Not like this."
All right, man. I think that was good. I think we covered all the grades. Covered and that was it, right? So you're on the lookout for was it a wide receiver for you?
Yes,
Sam?
He did get mad.
Yeah. Tyron. I don't want to say his name wrong. That's I think it's Tyron Montgomery.
Tyron Montgomery. All right.
Yeah. That's who I'm keeping an eye on. Oh, Lord have mercy.
Rios is turning battle red.
Oh my God. I didn't know that part.
Yeah, I didn't either. That's wild. All right. Well, that's
Lord
gonna be
have
it for us. We'll be back next week. Hopefully Poppy shows up.
Ooh.
Oh, damn.
Who?
Poppy.
Yeah.
The third co-host you have, Yeah. Poppy. That guy.
I mean, if we change your hue two shades darker, you're close to his color.
Me?
Gee, just two
Oh,
shades?
him.
I don't think so, brother.
He's
I glow
not
in the dark.
I don't know, man. Sounds pretty pale.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe 4.
We're going 6, bro. We're going 6. Oh,
Yeah, that was a wild video. I will say, I was like, dang.
I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, come on, you're doing this for 3 decades. Like, come on, you have to look at the name like that can't be right.
No, totally.
All right, Sam, don't leave. All right, y'all. That's gonna be it for us this week. If anything, please check out Sam's channel. I think he has it right there next to his name at Mr. First Down. Is that correct? That's our YouTube channel as well.
That's the Twitter name. The YouTube channel is called Fanboys Unleashed. Going to try to get through this NFL offseason with you, and we're going to be talking a little wrestling with Alan as well. So
Wrestling.
things are moving. Wrestling, yeah. Watching Raw at the moment. So trying to keep updated on everything. So yeah, feel free to check it out. Feel free to talk NFL with you all year round on Fanboys Unleashed. So
sounds good. And that's going to be for us. If you have not subscribed to the show, please do so. That'll help us out a lot. And follow us right there on our YouTube channel. Subscribe at JustFans22. Follow us at our Instagram account at JustFansPod, just like you see it there. That's going to be it for us this week. We will see y'all next week here. Same place, same time. I think it depends if we're late or not. But that's going to be it. All right, guys. See y'all next week. Peace.
bye.
Southwest A-League, Texas.
Shut up, Sam.
Southwest A-League, Texas, throw down here and it's so infectious. We ride for the Houston Astros, Rockets, Dynamo, and them Texans. If you ain't never been down here, but rule number 1, you gon' respect this. Just fans in my speakers, new one drop, they bout to bless us. I might right through the SWAT, playing just fans right through your